29th, 1989. Dear Diary, as you well know, Heathers and I are all on the yearbook committee, though I really hadn't talked to them until they decided to adopt me a month ago after saved their butts. And as much as I genuinely appreciate the protection they afford me from being harassed by the general high school population, this has opened me up to a lot of personal aggravation from others themselves. They treat me like their lackey, like their underling, their little servant. They get on my nerves, okay? Just today, Heather Chandler was once again put in charge of the monthly lunchtime poll for the yearbook, as if she didn't do a ridiculous enough job last time. See, last month she had Heather, and I go around the lunchroom in the cafeteria asking people what they would do if they won $5 million. And then the next day they found out that, aliens were going to blow up the earth. That's how brain dead of a question is that? And now we've got to do it again this month, and since she's in charge of this part of the yearbook, Heather's supposed to put in the work to find the questions, but of course we all know she'd rather be smoking and doing whatever else she's doing with the football boys in her fancy new car. So, of course, the work gets pushed onto me, her underlings. And as I am undoubtedly the lowest ranking of the Heathers, it all gets pushed onto me. So that is why I am here looking up questions and answering questions, trying to find something long, unique, and ridiculous enough to please Heather instead of going to bed. I cannot wait until I get out of here. Love, Veronica. That is my unfortunate situation. Thankfully, I found a list of a bunch of questions, so I don't have to do all the brain work, come up with everything organically, because I'm in high school, y'all. It's freaking taxing on your brain. I don't have that mental bandwidth available right now. So I have a list. I'm going to go through them, and if I find anything ridiculous enough to put in the yearbook, I'm going to write it down. See how it goes. So number 1 is, how do you think your reality differs from others you know? Well, unfortunately for the others I know, they probably have reality a lot worse because they're not other. So, yeah. I hate my best friends. I hate them. I hate all 3 of them. But I do realize how much worse it could be. At least they are not tormenting me out of hatred. Feel me? Tormenting me because they're butts. How difficult is it for you to try new things? That is not good enough to please Heather, because she would want a long drawn-out answer. A unique, different answer for each person, not easy, difficult, hard. What's the next place you want to visit? Seattle. I suppose Paris would be nice. Massachusetts, Boston. Just anywhere but here. What do you consider to be the smartest thing you've ever done in your life so far? Well, I don't know if anyone in my entire high school has done anything smart in their entire life, so we're not going to go with that one. Do you have a bucket list? Yes or no? Not a good enough question for the yearbook. Alright. What line from a song has had the biggest impact on you? Well, I could answer that if it was the year 2024, but it is the year 1989, and I don't know any line from a song that had the biggest impact on you. I don't know. I still don't think that one's good enough. It's not like ridiculous enough. You know what I mean? Okay. Do you consider yourself an introvert or an extrovert? Extrovert. I go to parties. I mean, I'm forced to go to parties, but I do go to parties. Not good enough. What do you consider the most difficult food to eat? Fish, because that's disgusting. But again, one-word answer. It can't be a one-word answer. What's your definition of success? Has it changed over time? I feel like that could be a good one, but it's too rational. It's too reasonable. And aliens blowing up the earth is not reasonable. So if I want something like that, this one's gotta go. But obviously, I imagine everyone's definition of success does change over time because you get older. Next one. Do you think you're more like your mom or your dad? It's still not good enough. What situation is sure to make you cry? I am not writing that one down because I think Heather would love that one. And she would ask people, and then she would use those answers against them, and it would be very bad for any of the poor souls involved. Next question is, what do you think people pretend to like when they really don't? That one is, I don't know. I would consider putting that one in there, but I'm not sure. What do you think people pretend to like when they really don't? Well, for me, it's like if I'm eating at someone's house and they make like disgusting food, I try to be nice and pretend like I like it, but I don't. Is it better to read books in electronic form or actually hold the book? Well, it's 1989. I don't know what you mean by electronic form of books. That sounds scary. Do you have any unusual fears? Once again, we don't want to give Heather access to this information. Is there anyone that you're wondering about? And if they're okay? We also don't want to give her access to this information. Okay. What's the way you find yourself procrastinating most? I think that's a good one. I'm going to write that down. For me, it's reading. I'm going to write that one down. Yo, you tell me. I know you're here. What's the way you find yourself procrastinating most? Sorry, I'm just writing it down. Okay. What mode of transportation have you never tried? I mean, people could come up with like imaginative answers for that, but I don't think they would. What's your current biggest worry? Once again, we don't want her to know that. Okay. I think this one's good. This one is long enough and ridiculous enough, and everybody would have a unique answer. I think she would like this one. Is if you were to devote your life to art, what type of art would that be? I think she'll like that one. I'm going to write that one down too. I don't know what the answer to that would be. For now, it's the art of living till June and not getting murdered. After that, I don't know. I like coffee. I suppose coffee making is an art. Okay. The next question. What is the last thing you complained about? Well, you already know the answer to that. It's that I have to do this assignment at all. Complained about Heather. Okay. What do you think is the most complex aspect about yourself? Well, Heather is very shallow, and I don't think she would care. Which of your past teachers would you like to sit down with and talk to today? For me, that would be my 6th grade history teacher. But again, I feel like these answers aren't like, you can't be too imaginative with something like that. So we're going to skip this one. Next one is there a personality trait? Is there a personality trait that you'd like to adopt from one of your friends? No. No. Alright, next question. What is the strangest thing you've ever found? I'm gonna write down just in case we don't find like anything else good. The strangest thing I ever found? I don't know. I don't know. All right, next one. Do you have any apps on your phone that you've never used? Well, what is an app and what is a phone? What food combination do you eat that makes others cringe? Probably the liver pate that my mother makes. Most people don't like liver. What's your opinion on cell phones? What's a cell phone? I've never heard of a cell phone. Aha. I think I found the question. It says, if you could change the length of each day, I'll just read it and then I'll write it down. It says, if you could change the length of each day to make it perfect for you, how many hours would it be? I think that's our question for this month. Okay, please allow me to write it down. Each day to make it perfect for you. How many hours? Many hours would it be? I would definitely make the day a lot longer than it is now because I feel like I never have enough time to do anything. And I would like to read more books and I would like to take more naps. So honestly, I'd actually rather make the night longer, but keep the day the same length but make the night so much longer so I can sleep for a long time. Okay. Here's another one that would actually be really good, except I think the one that we just did was actually perfect, and I'm not sure we're going to find anything better. But I'll continue through the whole list. Okay, so it says, if you had to ask yourself one question to get the most information out of you, what would that question be? I am going to write that down. I do think she'd like it. Maybe she could use this one next month. And so if she tries to shove all her work onto me again, I'll already have the work And then, she's so annoying. Okay, I'm going to write that down and think about the answer because I don't know the answer to that. Like, what kind of information are they trying to get? To get the most information out of you, what would that question be? So, like, what kind of information do you want? Like, tell me about yourself? So I guess the question would be, can you tell me about yourself? Can you tell me your life story? Okay. What is the strangest way you've met one of your friends? Well, we were in the bathroom and they were throwing up, and then one of the girlies said that if she stuck a meat cleaver down my face, we'd have two symmetrical halves. That's very important. And the other girl said, well, for a greasy little nobody, you do have good bone structure. I feel like most people, they make friends. Friends are supposed to, like each other. So I did meet my friends in a strange way. Okay, next question. Do you remember what the first school report you wrote was about? Absolutely not. I don't think any of us remember anything from that time. Next question. If you could lock someone up and throw away the key, would you? And if so, who would that be? Bye-bye, Heather. I won't miss you. Okay. What is the last big goal you accomplished? Well, honestly, getting left alone. And that's too much of a reasonable question to put in the yearbook. Okay. If you could change one thing about your family, what would it be? I feel like I know a kid who would have an answer to that, but not me. Okay. Do you have a dream job in mind? What would it be? No, but one kid did tell me that I should marry a lawyer, so lawyer's wife. Not really. Okay. It says, what is something that you would really like to try again? That one's I don't know, like it's very open-ended, it's very imaginative, so that's good, that's what we want, but it's also it's so reasonable, What is something you'd really like to try again? Like you could come up with an answer to that isn't ridiculous, and I feel like she asked ridiculous questions, so I think she wants ridiculous answers. Okay. The next question is, what are some things that you don't understand about the opposite gender? Once again, not that ridiculous. And what's something interesting about you that few people know? Well, she's shallow and won't care. Okay, I found another good one, I believe. It says, if you had to pick a single word to describe this year so far, what would it be? I mean, I think she'll pick something more ridiculous than that, but this is a yearbook project, and that's a yearbook question if I ever heard one. So, maybe I could go against her orders and just ask this one and get something, normal in my school for once. Word 2. How would I describe this year? Terrible. What would it be? Okay. Next we have, what do you think is your most creative ability? My handwriting forgery skills. I'm proud of this. What is it that motivates you the most? Yeah, Heather could use that information against you, I'm sure. What is the strangest situation you've ever found yourself? I'd say my situation right now, honestly, like, that people are being nice to me. People are leaving me alone. They're like, it's pretty strange, but it is pretty nice. Okay, this question says, what do you wish you understood better? How to make everybody be nice again. That's what I wish I understood. And then this one says, of all the things you've bought in your life, what has been your worst purchase? I mean, that one's pretty good. If it were, but like it's realistic again. Okay. What little thing instantly tells you that a person is good? Just, you can see it, like the kindness in their eyes. Like when you look at Martha, it's like, yeah, maybe she's not considered like pretty by, high school standards. And maybe she's not popular, but like you can tell that she is kind. She's a good person. Unlike me. Okay. What is something that you find difficult, but you think in your mind should be easy? How about getting out of bed in the morning? Okay. This one says, what is the most interesting thing you have in your pockets right now? I don't think anybody wants to know the answer to that when it comes to high schoolers, honestly, but I just have a button in my pockets. Okay, there's two more, and neither of them are fit. Neither of them would please my overlord. So I'll just read them to you, but we are discarding them. It says, what is the next big purchase you're currently saving for? Which, college, moving to Seattle, getting the heck out of here. And then the last one is, how long do you think you can survive on your own? Well, you know what? I've survived this freaking long, and I will survive as long as I freaking can. But, I mean, if I got a job. I'm 17, so like I could get a job and I could survive on my own, I think, indefinitely. I'd have to go to school, like finish senior year. Hope I don't run into some other mean girls. And yeah, that's the end. So I have 6 questions, but I think the one about if you could change the length of each day to make it perfect for you, how many hours would it be? I think that's the one. Yeah, who knows? She'll probably hate all of them. She's herself. Okay, well. I think I'm gonna go to bed. Pray that I survive tomorrow. Another day at school.